Hi everyone, we're Dom and Marie, and this is Vanessa, our second home on wheels that we converted this year starting in January. Dom's dad is actually the one who converted the van for us, and it's amazing.
It has everything we need in there. It's a 4-seater. There's a full space to work. We have a hot water shower, a full kitchen unit, plenty of storage.
A huge garage, a fixed bed, and a massive electrical setup that we can't wait to show you.
So let's jump in right now because we all know you want to see this van tour. We are Dom and Marie.
We were traveling around the United States when COVID hit. Stuck at home, we sold our first van, Vanessa, to build a bigger one.
After a few months in the shop, we are now back on the road with our new home on wheels that we named Vanessa.
Tune in every Sunday for a new episode of Vanlife Saga. So this is a 2021 Ram Promaster 159 extended high roof, 2 swivel seats and 220 amp hour that were already included in the vehicle. Now coming in the van, and because we know we are going to be spending a lot of time working from the van, when you come in, it already feels like a pretty big open space. Ugh. We need a step.
Do we need a step?
We need a step.
It's super high.
The bed is located at the end. On the left side here is where we have the water unit. Right side is related to cooking, and then the front here, work and eating. Starting with these 2 swivel seats that swivel very easily, and you just pull on this thing here. It swivels, allowing us to have 4 people at the table. So 2 front swivel seats and 1 big fold-away seat. And what's really, really cool about it is that it folds away. So the way you do it is you remove the table. Now once the table is removed, we remove the second table as well. This lowers like this, and then this one here folds away. So this gives us plenty of space in the van if the seat is not in use, and we are loving that space.
Well, you can do yoga there since you have that much space.
I'm such a yogi.
Yeah, I know.
No, because we didn't want a dinette in the back like our previous van. We have included a lagoon mount setup. The table here moves around, and we have also made a second table, much bigger, right here, that we are eventually going to be putting a second mount like this, and it goes right here. So this table will allow us to have a lot of people, well, 4 people.
20 people.
20 people eating with us at the table, or if we have a really busy day at work, both Dom and I can be working at the table at the same time, or Dom has a lot of things and he can be working here and he has a lot of extra space. Now over the sitting area right here is where we have the bookshelf. We could have installed another cabinet, but again, we felt it would look just a bit too crowded. We were scared we'd hit our heads when going up and down from these seats. So we installed this. In our previous van, we had the books flying everywhere. They were on the counters, in the cabinets, and it was just all over the place. So we decided we'd make it, you know, the van feel just a little bit more homey. Installed everything there, and we've also included a little cork where we can pin pictures. So bookshelf, Dom's idea, and it's really, really great, featuring my fake plant that I love, and that I will name Edwilda starting today.
All right, Edwilda's in the corner. Nice.
Edwilda's
What's
in
her
the
name
corner.
here?
Her? Edwilda. Now in terms of lighting, we have a lot of puck lights in the van, starting with this main alley right here in the middle. On another circuit, we have a puck light right here over the water unit, and then on this side we have one over the bed on the passenger side, one over the bed on the driver's side, and then 2 puck lights right here located over the kitchen unit. What we love the most about the lighting is this little thing here, allowing us to turn them on and off in the bed, but also dim them, which we love. And they're also on different circuits, so I could close one and then have just a certain one open. So that is something that we love in the van. Now moving to the kitchen area, the first thing that you will see is this Max Air fan. What we love about this fan is that it creates a very nice ventilation. It is close to the cooktop, so when we are eating, all the smoke will be coming out here or from the door. It also creates a very nice draft with the back windows when we are sleeping. It is remote operated. It also has a rain sensor, so if it rains, it'll close. You can also adjust the speed. And what's really cool about this fan, and that's something that's different than the previous fan that we had, is we can drive with the fan open because it has a shield. Now you may be noticing this black thing here over the fan, and what it is just a fan cover that we got from Vanlife. And it's just very, very nice. The way it works, you undo this and you can zip it all around. So it creates a very nice blackout. Sometimes we're sleeping in Walmart parking lots and it's very, very bright outside. So this clears it, and in the winter, it prevents the cold from coming in the van. And it's just very simple. You just roll it and you are good to go. Now, kitchen area, starting with the counters. These are bamboo counters that we got from Rona. We cut to the right dimensions. They are very light. They are also very, very durable. All you need to do is sand them when you get them, oil them, and you're good to go. So bamboo counters on both sides of the van. Now, in regards to our cooktop, this is a Gasland Chef 2-burner stove that we got from our friends at the Cabin Depot. It is connected to a 10-pound propane tank that is located in the back, that is properly sealed and ventilated. And the way it works, you just start the inverter and you turn it on, and it is easy as that. That's a very cool cooktop. We love it. We had something similar in our previous van, but this one is just very, very sweet. Now on the counter is where we have this little thing here, and a lot of people are wondering what it is, and it's a vent that is connected to our heater. So it is an Sparbacker B4L, Espar, whatever.
It's probably the hardest name to pronounce in the whole van industry.
Is it German?
Yeah, Eberspacher.
Eberspacher.
Yeah.
So we have one vent here, just, you know, to have hot air in the bed when it's really cold in the winter. And we also have one located right here in the front to have hot air coming in the front as well. And the reason why we chose this one in particular is because it automatically adjusts to the altitude. Let's remember that in March 2020, we were in Utah. It was freezing cold. Our heater, which wasn't an Espar, broke, and we had to spend a couple of nights below zero, and it is darn cold. So this heater is something that we love about the van. Now, as you can see here, we have a massive fridge in the van. This is an isotherm 130, so cruise 130. And it is 130 liters. It also has a 6-liter freezer filled with ice cream and popsicle.
Look, your surprise is right there.
These are my things. These are Marie only.
Okay.
And again, we just love this fridge because it is massive. We can go on for days without having to stop at the grocery store. And it's not a cheap fridge, but it's super, super, super very low on energy consumption. And it's also very silent when we're sleeping or when we're driving around, whatever. You cannot hear this fridge. It is very, very silent, and you can fill it up with ice cream. So 2 upper cabinets related to the kitchen unit. On this left one here is where we have our cups, mugs. We have our Jetboil and our Magic Bullet. And then here we have a little bit of dry food, big bottles, our Italian press, and mugs. And these hold in place thanks to these little pistons here that can hold up to 40 Newton. So these are very, very nice. So we can be cooking and we can just leave them open like this. And obviously when we're driving, they do not make a single sound because of the pistons, and they never open. Now going to the bottom is my main special feature on this van. I've talked about this in previous videos. This pantry that I love. So spices are on top. We have our coffee, almond butter, beans, and then in the bottom, rice and other sorts of dry food. So this little thing here that locks in place thanks to this little locker right here. First drawer is where we put our utensils and placemats. This looks very, very fancy, but we got this on Amazon and it just helps keep everything organized. Did you misplace this? Second drawer here is where we have bigger utensils for cooking, bottle opener, cheese grater, scissors, lighter, knives, and big spoons to cook. Opening these two doors is where we have our cups and plates. So we have made a little divider, and for everything not to ramble when we drive, we just added these little things here that we got on Amazon as well. We also have, you know, our strainer, bowls, and we have our pots and pans that stick one over the other, and then we just have like some reusable plastic, you know, Tupperwares. Everything is located here. Now moving to the water unit, under here is where we have our undermount sink. It is a 16 by 16 LK sink made out of quartz or granite, if my memory is right. And on the bottom we have this protective grid here. We do like it because it's quite big, so we can have a lot of dishes here. And loving this piece that we put on top, just because it allows us to drive without the dishes rambling around and falling on the ground. So that is something that we love. We also use it as a cutting board when you need to cut vegetable. Now coming to this faucet, it is from LK. It is black again, single hole, and what we love about it is that it has a pull-out spray. So the way it works, you just turn it on. It is connected to a pump located right here under the bench, and you just turn it on. The spray, put it back to the hose. And the reason why we always locate the sink on this side near the sliding door is just that you can easily pull it out and wash, I don't know, a dog, your shoes, dirty pots and pans, anything, and that's it. In regards to water, we have a big tank in this van. It is located right here. It is a passenger wheel well water tank provided by Curious Camper Vans. It is connected to a Seaflow 3-gallon per minute water pump from Cabin Depot that brings the water to the sink and to the shower in the back. Now in regards to waste, we have a 22-liter gray water tank located under the van that we empty at the designated areas or campgrounds or whatever. Now in the winter, because it tends to get really cold in Eastern Canada, we can't have water in the pipes. So what we do is we have this big area here on the site where it's possible to have a 7-gallon water jerry can that we will bring in and out of the van. Now this little thing here does look like a fake drawer, but it is not. We found this sponge tray in Dom's parents' garage, and I thought it was clever to install it in the van, so we never really know where to put the sponge and brushes and everything, so we're putting it there. We could actually put our toothbrush in there as well. Yeah,
with all the dirty sponges, that's perfect.
Isn't it a great idea? And then in the bottom is where we put, you know, soaps, detergent for the dishes and everything. And then this pull-out garbage can, something that we love as well. We have one for recycling and one for compost. In our previous van, we just had one small trash can and we had to empty it every day. Now we have two, so we can go on, you know, a couple of days without having to empty the garbage can. So that's pretty sweet. And finally, in this door here is where we have our Dometic 972 portable toilet that we usually put just right here in the middle. You can put your chemical products in here. This is to pump to add air. This here brings water in the tank, and then you just take this waste part here, you empty it where it is to be emptied, and that is it. So loving this toilet. If you want to know why we chose this particular toilet and why we have one, you can look at that video. Can you have the card pop right here? Boop.
Yeah, it's exactly there where your finger is.
Boop. Upper cabinet right here. Again, same process, 40 Newton pistons. And this one is related to, you know, toiletry kits, paper towel. This is like a junk basket. This little thing here where we have our plasters. So toiletry kits and everything related to, you know, water is located right here. Do you want to take it from here now?
Here we have what my father and I call boat shelves. So it's basically shelves that have a good contour here, so things don't fall when you're driving around. We soon realized you can put a whole lot of stuff in there, including our sound system. And here, come closer, since we have a very big water tank that is hidden underneath the bed, we have a water gauge to tell us how much water is left in the tank, so we don't have to go underneath to check every time. It's probably the best feature in this van. Every back storage we've seen in a van have a front door. Now, Marie and I decided to go with a very precise type of door. It's called a tambour door. It's like a garage door. And the way it works is pretty simple. You just push it up and down like a garage door. The reason why we have this kind of door is simple. We didn't want a traditional door because it would have hit all the cabinets around, and we needed to manage as much space as possible. So this door basically disappears in the ceiling of the garage in the back, meaning we're not wasting any space. So if you move that little very cutesy macrame, you have a Victron energy controller here. This is basically the inverter. Whenever we want AC power, I just flip it on like this, and all the AC plugs in the van are fired up. So we can use our laptops and all, and every kind of electronics that needs this kind of traditional plugs. This is the Eberspacher control. And just to make sure we know what it is, I wrote heater underneath here and power underneath the other one. So we don't, you know, confuse the two.
Sure.
Maggie's looking at me like, can you, whatever. We also have basic USB plugs like this. So 2.4 amps plugs for our phones and all the electronics that we use that are super small. And here is basically just the solar or the battery monitor, which tells us how many volts we have in the batteries and how healthy or not the battery bank is. This is the spaceship, aka the control system. This one here is basically just a 12-volt outlet here for the iPhones or the small electronics, and behind the Lagoon table we have an AC outlet. We also have 12-volt switch here. This is for the water, W-A-T-A, water, meaning the pump, and these are for the lights here and the lights of the central aisle. Right beneath it you have your fan remote control with your fancy little towel holder. Now looking at the bed, this is a real sleeping mattress, 4-inch thick mattress. It's a 54 by 72 inch mattress, and we have all the regular sheets that we use at home during summer, and during winter we have alpaca wool coverings here just to make sure we're warm enough. The tons of cushions on the bed, I don't know what they're doing here. We should ask the people buying stuff for decorations in that van.
They're just comfortable.
They're comfortable? Okay. Yeah. Over the bed section, we have 4 upper cabinets. This is usually where we put all the clothing. In the front, we put all the daily things like t-shirt, pants, shorts, underwear, etc., because Marie and I can reach them from the front. In the back cabinets, we put fleeces, big sweaters, coats, raincoats, etc., because we can have access to them from the back or from the front if we kneel on the bed. Plenty of storage in that van. We are not gonna miss any space anytime soon. So basically what we decided to do is repeat the curtain rolls that we had in Vanessa, meaning it's just a simple cork fabric that we roll on top of each window. It's totally blacked out. Even humidity sticks to that side, but this side is always dry. It's nice aesthetics and it's fun to make. So basic curtains here that we can roll up during the day, roll down during the night. We clip it with a little leather strap that you can make at home, and that's it. In the back we have first the shower section right here. Starting with the EcoTemp EL5. This is a on-demand hot water system, and it's basically connected to the propane that we have right here. So the propane is in its own little room right there. It's sealed and it's vented in the ground or in the floor of the van outside. And the way it works is very simple. You just connect the propane to here, the water to here. You have your little shower hose, and you can take your shower right here like Marie demonstrated 2 weeks ago in the Kingston trip video that we had. Moving to the other door, we have the spa, meaning the place where we have all the soaps and products to clean ourselves and to feel better. Starting with the little wood mat on the ground that we did. This is a waterproof wood mat on which we step to avoid having sand and dust and dirt on our feet when we go back into the van. The mat hangs here. And we have all the body soap, the shampoo, and the conditioner from the Unscented company that we use daily. In the center here, we have a very big and very useful storage space where we can just put whatever we want depending on the trip we're doing. Super useful. It is very wide. It is maybe 4 or 5 times what you have in your normal car trunk, so it's very useful. Underneath the driver's side in the storage here, we have our electrical system by Battleborn. 600 amp hour battery bank in the back over there. This is why it is ventilated. We want it to be as fresh and as cool as possible. Right here, you can't see it, but I'll show you pictures of when we installed it. We have a 3000 watt Victron, and this is what is used to generate AC current in the whole van. What's nice with that inverter charger is that it is linked to your phone, so whenever there's a problem, you can just check the status on your phone and you can basically see what's going on with your solar panels or with your battery bank. To finish the driver's side here, we have a 12 volt, a classic, cigarette lighter here. We also have a standard USB outlet here that we can turn on and off like this. We have an AC plug for stuff that we could plug outside if we're ever camping or on a picnic table. And this here is the main breaker for when we are plugged with our shore power, which is on the other side of the wall. So the second that we're plugged, we flip on those breakers and the whole van becomes a part of the house or the camping where we're plugged. Talking about breakers, our breaker box is right here, including all the 12 volts and all the 120 volts breakers from the systems here. And it's gonna tell me exactly what's going on in the overall electrical system inside the van. We have a swing arm for our spare tire here that clips directly to a custom-made bumper by Flansberium, the guy you saw when we reinstalled this on Vanessa. And the custom swing arms on the right as well is especially made for our Norva box that we kept from our first van. Perfect little box for storage, and it looks amazingly great. We got KO2s again, just to make sure we never get stuck in sand, Marie?
Although we always get stuck in sand.
So yeah, these are good KO2 tires, mountain plus snow rated. They're very good, honestly. We never got stuck anywhere except when I'm not careful. And it makes the van look great. We have this custom built ladder from Boreal Camper. I love the tubular style, so meaning it's made of tubes. It's powder coated, so you don't slip on it when you go up. And it comes with a full rack for the 159 Promaster 2021. So it's pretty sturdy. Probably one of the best ladders you could buy in the province of Quebec right now. I know he sells in the United States as well for our friends down south. And it's basically made of aluminum railings and extruded aluminum bars that you can just assemble yourself in a matter of minutes. In Vanessa, we had yellow stripes that were equal to 5 horsepower each. Now, we received a phone call from a printer a couple of weeks ago, and he said, I have 10 horsepower stripes if you want them. He was able, the printer, to print the exact same yellow that we have on our logo and cut the stripes to length for our new van. And he said when he installed it, be careful, compared to what you had before, these stripes are now 10 horsepower for a total of 40 additional horsepowers on the road. I was like, is that even legal? And he didn't say yes. So we are visiting this printer in 2 weeks, and he's gonna explain how he did this. It's basically the same wrap as we had before, the exact same thing. And do you know how he called it, the printer?
How?
The horsepower yellow. It's the horsepower yellow. I can't believe
how serious you are about this.
So, that's it.
So this is it. I think this wraps up the van tour of Vanessa. Now, if you want to know how much this conversion costed?
How much it cost?
Stay tuned or subscribe to the channel because we will let you know in next week's video. So next Sunday, we'll be doing a full budget video on the van.
In the meantime, if you have questions about the build we just presented, don't hesitate to ask them in the question below. I will be in the comment section with my father on Sunday morning, but during all the week to answer your questions.
See you next week. It's hot, man.
It's super hot.
Oh.
I'm like super sweaty.
You're super sweaty?
Yeah.
I'm super sweaty.
Like I can't focus. It's so freaking hot.
You can never focus.
Yeah, but I can't even more focus than before.
You cannot focus of the
No.